Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We just witnessed AV take down Direwolves in game number 1, but most of the people at home think that this is going to be a 2-1 going in favor of the Wolves, so it could be all as planned.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, I just want to take a moment to kind of speak about what the devs were speaking about, because I want to offer a devil's advocate. I mean, they hit on two things that I didn't necessarily agree with, and that is Fantix shouldn't be playing Galio. I mean, Faker plays Galio, for crying out loud, and he's more talented at hitting buttons than anyone in the world. So, I mean, I think I think there is definitely room on this lineup to play Galio if you're Fantix. I actually thought he had a really good laning phase. Maybe question the Rod of Ages choice over the Abyssal Mask. I thought it could have been very good, especially given the fact that Cogmore does a lot of AP damage himself, or magic damage. So I didn't really agree with that. And I also think that Direwolves got a really friggin' strong comp. I think that they played the mid game really poorly by grouping, but if they leave Jace in the side lane and fight the 4-on-4 and no Kled dive is coming into these team fights, I think their comp is really damn good.
Yeah, I think completely misdirecting the blame of that game to put it onto Fantix. Obviously, Galio is probably one of the best picks in mid lane right now, and I think he had a good performance on it too. So, you know, there are other things they need to fine-tune for this game too, and possibly 3, rather than that.
And what we're talking about is the elephant in the room is Chippy's either needs to pick a team fighter or win the split push. You can't lose a split push, try and team fight on Jace, because that is not going to win you any games, period.
Yeah, absolutely. I think as well, when they're going to pick such a... I don't want to say mediocre, because I think it has like a potential to scale quite well, but when they have like a lackluster early bottom lane, and they can't just draw pressure and soak pressure and, just chip away at that turret for free, I think that, they haven't looked as strong.
So, Sejuani's been banned. That means Caitlyn is open. Still undefeated in the OPL after 7 games played. Was permanently banned today. Has been almost permanently banned across multiple regions. Let's see if AV pick it up, because Blinky does like the champion. Yeah,
we sort of mentioned that Blinky has ups and downs. Maybe they don't pick it. Fair enough, though. But no, that Blinky has looked pretty good in some days and pretty average on most days. And, to call, to use Jake's favorite saying in the world, call a spade a spade, he's looked pretty bad on Ashe. His Xayah looked good that game. Yep. He's previously looked pretty good on the Caitlyn, but goes to Direwolves.
Yep, Direwolves pick it up. And now, do we get to see Blinky's Kalista to pair up with the Thresh?
Do we just see the exact same thing again? Do we just see heavy dive ran onto, carry that needs 2-3 items to get rolling? It's much harder to execute on Caitlyn. She has gap closes and traps and all the other things that make her so annoying, not to mention the most oppressive laning phase in League of Legends history.
Caitlyn is definitely a lot harder to shut down, especially in the early game, and she doesn't take as long to scale, I don't think. So, especially now, he's going towards the Kalista, which is Kalista Thresh, traditionally a pretty good lane. Kalista into Caitlyn sucks. Generally, you see Caitlyn banned, which is why Kalista's getting a lot of priority right now.
Yep, to be fair, Thresh into Caitlyn at times even sucks at the moment. That's how strong she is. I mean, there's just not many things that you can play.
Yeah, Rek'Sai makes a lot of sense. Obviously, the 3 other junglers already, or 4 other junglers, including Sejuani banned, taken off the board. Rek'Sai definitely, still a top-tier jungler, though.
Direwolves get some good picks themselves with Gragas and Braum rounding up their draft. And a ban on Zed towards Triple. That's a big respect ban. You
have to expect the Corki coming out here now for Fantix, I'd say. Zed probably one of the good matchups. Kassadin the other, which is already banned away by AV. And with Direwolves getting the first pick out of this next phase, I do expect that they'll take the Corki blind. Just kidding.
Good read.
AV read it as well as us.
I mean, this shows how much stock they put in Chippies. Because I would say in a, normal matchup, Chippies is a better top laner than Series. And that they should probably be protecting Fantix, because Triple, in my opinion, is a very good mid laner. Instead, they were looking for a blind pick onto Fantix, and I want to see that now if the Corki's gone, whether they do actually swap that to Chippies having to take the first pick.
Yeah, so I think Chippies now elects the Gnar pick. That's what I'm guessing out of the Renekton ban. Yep. He takes that, which is pretty good into most matchups at the moment. Camille is down. I think it beats the Jax.
Doesn't it beat Renekton as well?
Oh, ZZZ showed that he was alright.
Yeah. That is a good point. That's the thing I made on the last cast. Yeah, okay. No, so anyway, not the Gnar maybe, but I do think that they will look to pick, a safe top laner out of this phase, potentially.
I want to say the Gnar as well, because I completely agree with you. I think that you take the strongest blind pickable top lane. Series will probably run something like a Rumble into it or something along those lines, because that's what we've seen him be comfortable with in the past, and there's no danger there. The only other option I can really see is you throw the Gauntlet, tank Syndra, and then, Triple gets to pick Echo or gets to pick Fizz into it, whatever he wants to play.
Yeah, don't think we'll see that.
Direwolves instead go for the control mage, so they decide to hide Chippy's pick for last. It's a little bit difficult for Triple to try and counter this, so to speak, but now Chippy has all the tools in the world to throw whatever he wants against Series.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Interesting choice. I think The Orianna, the Syndra's not that safe if you're going to take it here. But the Orianna, a lot safer, generally a more rounded pick. Even the Cassiopeia, although with Syndra up, maybe scared to pick it.
Yep.
And now we'll just see that more sort of standard mid lane matchup of the mages rather than the tank versus the AD carry.
Yeah,
series play now.
But yeah, now it does come down to series because last game he didn't really get gifted the free lane. There was a lot of jungle action and he had to play it quite well when he did get behind. But he got to scale essentially for free.
So Jarvan going to be picked up here. They have the wombo combo of Jarvan Orianna. Destiny, hovering over the Annie, giving a bit of tribute over towards Jake. But Jax locked in for Chippy straight away. That wasn't banned out this game. Now he's got a chance to shine.
Bit of confidence coming out of Chippies. Jack's not known for having the best early laning phase, whereas QMax Jarvan definitely puts out a bit of hurt. So backing himself to take this one a bit later because I don't know how well I don't know how well Jax does in this in the early phase.
From what my understanding, does pretty well into Jarvan.
All right,
it's curious to see how that one goes.
I mean, I'm trying to think of a nice way to say this, and I can't say it, so I'm just going to say it in the mean way. Chippy's better stomp this lane, because if he does not, and they let a Jarvan get to 2 items with an Orianna, I just don't see a way that anyone gets out of this game alive for the Direwolves. They do not have a big enough front line to stop Rek'Sai, Jarvan, Orianna from absolutely torching everyone on their comp. And Thresh and Kalista will be able to team fight the front line. The Direwolves are brought to the table. So honestly, this better be the best split-pushing Jax I've seen in Oceanic history.
Maybe. I think that, AV...
Minky Whale level Jax.
Can you think of a more, relevant reference instead of one, from 4 years ago?
Well, that's the only person I know that split-pushed on Jax.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I think that, back onto the draft, Avant have sort of doubled down on what they did in the game 1. They just are looking to pile in on that big team fight. We mentioned the combination of Kalista Thresh, throwing him in. Obviously, Jarvan Ori. So there is a lot of scary engage, I guess, threat from Avant.
There is.
And now it's just going to be the same game. How do they hold in the 4-man side of Direwolves compared to how they use their split pusher? Obviously, last game, Jace didn't look fantastic. Chippy's on a more traditional split pusher now. Should be a little bit better.
And curious to see if series form is going to carry through, as well as Blinkies. Now they're on different champions once again, because game 1, they both looked amazing, and they have been the weakest chain of AV for the past 3 weeks. It's good to see that they finally have stepped up. They've had a good game for themselves, and in fact, everyone in AV looked quite solid.
But unfortunately, for a squad like AV that want to push themselves into, that top-of-the-table relevance, a good game 1 is not enough. They need to now win this series. And I think that they have a pretty good draft, and that Pinch has given them every opportunity to now win this game 2.
I mean... Yeah, I'm still really scared that they're versing a Caitlyn. I think that Thresh is a good first pick, but obviously we're seeing a lot of Braum answers. We've always seen Tahm Kench answered. Even getting a couple picks like the Rakan or the Alistar, which maybe don't have the best lane, but look to scale. And giving away the Caitlyn, I think, to King, who even at Rift Rivals has shown that he's quite good in the champion, and obviously probably the strongest AD carry on the current patch.
Yep.
I mean, Caitlyn is undefeated in the OPL at the moment. 7 games of that champion has been played. All of them were victories. Let's see what King can do. Caitlyn, historically had a very great early game, incredibly poor mid game, and a great late game again. But right now, it just seems like with the item builds, with the way that she's designed, her mid game no longer feels weak anymore.
I mean, it doesn't feel as weak, and that's because of how much pressure she puts on turrets. Potentially, the fact that we're going to be seeing Thresh into Braum and a little bit more push coming out should mean that the turret stays relatively healthy, even if they go down massively in CS. And we'll honestly see how this game gets played out, because you're right. I mean, she is so strong on the current patch, but not going to be all that much, gank threat coming out of Shern.
So already good trades in the mid lane by Fantix, but I believe top lane and bottom lane are going to be the lanes to really watch in this match. But again, Fantix being very aggressive with his trades. He hits level 2 first, and Triple just takes way too much damage.
Yeah, Deathfire touch Victor. Good trader in the laning phase.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. I can't think of much else to put on top of that other than the champion when he gets level 2 faster than you and gets the proc from DFT obviously does a bit of damage.
What I was going to say is Triple can't proc his Keystone Mastery. He's got Thunderlords. Unless he auto attacks him 3 times or twice with a Q, he's not going to win the trade against Deathfire Touch at this stage of the game. I mean, if he hits him with a Shockwave Dissonance combo at level 6, he'll probably kill him because of Thunderlord.
Sybil, though, going for a very early move towards top side of the map. Chippies has watered this, so he spotted out the Rek'Sai.
I really like this. I actually think he skips it around the edge of the ward there. Maybe doesn't actually see him.
Potentially Chippies, though, as uses the counter-strike, does get knocked up. Jumps straight back on top of both of them. We'll be able to get some damage in return. Gets back to safety and botched gank from Sybil.
Yeah, holds his flash, but does zone him off the cannon creep.
Yeah, and the wave's pushing into our series now, so he doesn't know he's sitting on the ward at the moment.
Series also has a corrupting pot advantage at the moment over Chippies, so that could help him in the laning phase.
But yeah, no, definitely looking pretty good as we see the bot lane starting to fight.
Good juke coming out from Jake there, or movement to get away from that trap. But is he still going to fall here? King looking for some damage. Heal comes out. Wolf for the first blood, and now Surefire's down here. Blinky's exhausted. He's going to fall next. Direwolves pull off a perfect gank in the bottom lane.
Yeah, really nicely done. I mean, they just didn't respect. Jake should have flashed. Didn't flash at all. Should have flashed earlier. Lee should have ignited Destiny. And now they lose a massive creep wave, and all of a sudden the Caitlyn lane is just completely unlocked.
What the heck were they doing?
I don't know.
I mean, it's the trade-off. So Sybil shows early. Surefiire gets to walk down, and he either takes the Krugs there for free, or he gets that gank off. And so you actually play that really well. Reads the map quite perceptively, and we see Chippies just gets back into this lane. He is behind on CS, and I expect Shern will have to come topside to dig him out of this little bit of a hole. But very good play.
You see Chippies trading very aggressively. Gone back to base, picked up a Doran's Blade, burns one crafting potion charge. Series is going to have to go back as well, so he'll take that as a net win. But Surefire's found Sybil. That's good damage down on the Gragas to this Rek'Sai. Sybil's going to have to be forced to blast cone his way away.
Yeah, I think he does awesome damage.
What? We'll get the shield from Triple, but Surefire just keeps on going.
He's going to keep on keeping on as well because they're both very low health, and he's just zoned the mid laner away from a massive creep wave as well. Finding a kill.
He's going for it. He's looking for it. Goes in for the body bomb. Not enough damage. Taking turret shots now. But does stop both their recalls.
Yeah, certainly does. I mean, that is absolutely huge. He's going again, Fit.
Goodness. He's just going to draw some minions into the jungle.
All right. So across the map disaster right now. That wave is pushing back into Fantic, so he's going to have a huge CS advantage. It's already at 14. Bottom lane, world of hurt. King goes back and gets himself some Zerka Greaves. And top lane, I mean, now that there's no pressure of a jungler being around, will be a little bit safer as this lane pushes back in.
Level 3 to level 4, a 500 gold lead for King as well on the bottom side of the map. Top lane is where Series has the advantage, just by about 100 gold. But he did have the shop advantage, which is probably more crucial at this stage in the game. But look at Fantix. He's just a happy camper in the mid lane at the moment.
He's an impressive man when you give him an advantage, Fantix.
I mean, he blind picked Victor. He wasn't really given an advantage. She's just, pulled one out of nothing.
I would say that Shern gave him a little advantage there.
25 CS to 40.
Oh, yeah, on the basis. Yep, true. I mean, he was winning the lane prior to that, but Surefiire definitely helped him out.
Triple not having a great time. He's down in CS already, and Fantix is a big wave to catch underneath this turret. Will do so perfectly fine. Triple just doesn't seem like there's a way for him to get out of this mess at the moment. There's a level behind Fantix as well. He came into the lane level 4 to level 5. Fantix just ticked 6, pops the Chaos Storm, just wants a tempo advantage.
Yeah, and this is what we generally saw Victor see much less play with his upgrade being quite expensive for a first base. When he gets to level 6, burns his ult on the wave, Sybil coming bot for a gank, more important.
Yep, Jake flashed forward, looked to get the flay on towards King, who's flashed away, and now he gets Brom to stand in front of him. Hook will bring him back, Sybil taking a lot of damage, heal comes out from both of them, and they show AV, that's how you use summoners to escape a gank.
Yeah, certainly do. They burn 3, but they get out. Jake uses both his summoner spells as well, and now Sybil is caught.
Flashes the fat part of the wall, almost falls. Winter's Bite was one proc away, but gets back to safety.
As I was saying, so now the Victor heading back to lane with that first upgrade and even picks up boots for himself. He has completely negated that generally early trough you saw from Victor's, and Fantix has to be super happy with his performance so far.
Chippies is now overtaking the top lane. He's burnt through all series corrupting potions, forcing Najama to farm underneath turret. Direwolves are just attacking every other part of the map that is not Jax and allow Chippies to go to work.
Yeah, no, we have to credit them. They are a very resilient team. Probably didn't expect to drop game 1 against Avant, but they backed themselves to come back stronger, and they have to be looking here now to turn this one around and take it to a 2-1.
Yeah, absolutely agree. You can see that. Oh, got all of them maybe apart from the big one. That was nicely done actually out of Triple. But we can see that Shern is setting up residence in the part of the world that he likes best, which is Sybil's jungle. They're actually going very aggressive here.
Diving on towards Jake. Winter's Bite going to get proc. King is at 90 caliber net over, and Fantix is down here. Direwolves make a massive rotation in between two turrets.
Yep, and here goes first brick turret as this next wave comes in for
Disaster.
For Direwolves. And this is what we sort of, we paid respect to, is that King on this Caitlyn will just be a very big bully in this bottom lane. And the 8-minute first turret is not something that should surprise anyone when there's a Caitlyn on the map.
Continue pushing on through. Destiny will be able to eventually take down this bottom lane turret, increase the gold advantage that Direwolves have picked up massively, and they even kill all the minions in the lane first. So that's now almost 4,000 gold in the Direwolves' favor.
I mean, this is absolutely monstrous in the early game again from the Direwolves. This time, Sybil is trying to hit back. We've already mentioned the fact that, Rek'Sai a little bit more early power. They're going for the lane swap again, the quick tempo, but because of how much Jarvan has been roaming around the Rift and the fact that Chippies has just spotted out Jake, they are going to be able to match this, and there's not really all that much they can do apart from guarantee a 2v2 lane on the top side of the map.
Triple just using his shockwave casually in the mid lane, forcing Fantix to stop the freeze.
Yep.
Still, Fantix 10 CS ahead, even without taking down these minions that are underneath his turret. Perfectly happy. Shernfire just takes the Scuttle Crab away from Sybil.
And I feel like we're in a similar position as Game 1, except all the power this time around is in King's hands, not in Shernfire's hands. And, Shern's still stronger than Sybil, sure, but King is, compared to Blinky, an absolute monster on Summoner's Rift right now. Got BF Pickaxe as well as Boots too. And you can see that, unfortunately for Blinky, he just can no longer walk up to the creep wave, which means that they're going to be playing on the back foot everywhere because of the tempo event.
Yeah, no, exactly as you said. We're going to see them aggressing into the topside jungle, but you have to say here that, Direwolves are looking for the fight. They're pretty confident right now. And we saw them do the same thing last game. Once they take that early turret, Jake, he's caught out.
Yeah, he's going to get locked down. No fight for Thresh. Easy kill for the Direwolves.
Kalista had ult. So you say no flash. Kalista certainly could have pulled him out of that one. Yeah, now Blinky in trouble as well.
Ooh, Shernfire predicts the flash. Forces King, Blinky to be knocked back. Ultimate comes out from King, and Destiny steals that one with one punch. Triple's going to try and do what he can against Fantix. Not enough damage to take down this Victor, but still, Direwolves just dominating in this game.
I mean, this is a very one-sided affair right now. You can see that Shern is doing the right thing. King is powerful. Play towards his top side of the map. It was bottom side, they got first brick. Now it's top side, they're going to pick up a second turret for themselves. This has a very real danger of turning into a perfect game right now for AV, because Direwolves are going to play against the map. They're going to play objective-focused League of Legends, and I don't know how AV exactly match that.
Feels like Direwolves really got the upper hand with this team comp. Everywhere going in their favor. Curious what to see the next steps for them are. 4,000 gold up, 10 minutes into a match. This is looking like it's going to be a quick victory for the Wolves.
Yeah, but we sort of said that bit of a fight bottom lane, interrupting my thought process. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we thought that last game.
Yeah, we thought that last game, Direwolves were just going to control it through choking Sybil out of his own jungle, which they're looking to do this a little bit more in that top side of the jungle we mentioned. But as Jake, just echoing his sentiment from earlier, their stock is now in the King basket, and they have a lot of power to play around someone who's not a Cinderhulk Gragas. Not that Cinderhulk Gragas sucks or anything, just really not a carry threat. So it's good to see that they've sort of pivoted off their play from last game slightly, and that they're putting pressure, on someone who's going to carry them.
Gank coming up in the top lane as well. There is a
Gragas
teleport wall
over the wall,
ready for Chippies if he needs to get up there too. Blinky and Jake stuck underneath their outer turret. Body bot flash comes out from Shernfire, throws the ultimate, locks Blinky in place, and here comes Jax. Give him a real weapon next time, but right now he doesn't need one. Blinky's trying to get away. Jake, one auto attack from Raiden, getting stun locked. Winter's Bite comes out again, and double kill for Jaximus. It's now series similar triple. They want to collapse. So is Fantix. He's coming in for the fight. Series flags the drag, splits the Wickers, does nothing. Now getting stun locked. Triple on the back lines, looking for an ultimate. He's getting tagged by Winter's Bite. Flashes on by Destiny, locks him down. Shockwaves himself, gets 3, but doesn't matter. King goes on a rampage, gets another one, and they're charging towards Series as well. The ultimate comes out from Destiny, knocks him up. Double kill again, back to back to back for Chippies, and that's 10-0 for the Direwolves.
And that's an ace at 12 minutes, Fish. I mean, they've absolutely cleaned house of AV just then. Great focus. They have the wards to be able to do it. AV are trying to force, and Direwolves are just reading them like a book.
And, you know, it has to be said that their gold lead was so big at that point, it would be very hard for them to lose a team fight. But even dancing around the turret range, you know, playing it even with triple landing a nice 3-man shockwave, they do execute that team fight incredibly well. They pick up the turret off the back of it, and, you know, this game just looks so much easier for them to win now.
King trying to be really greedy there to stay for the turret gold. Doesn't get it, but the turret does eventually fall to the range minions.
And I mean, I don't think it's going to matter all that much. You're so far ahead already. See the initiation of this one again.
And the TP from Chippies is just that much faster that he's so relevant in this fight. You know, he picks up that double stun early, cleans up the first kill. They get the stun lock onto Jake, gets the second. And at this point, the fight's practically already lost. Sybil can come in now and try to get some knockups with Ceres, but they don't have enough damage to burst out King. Triple zones himself from the fight, doesn't use Shockwave initially, and Fantix gets to join the fight now too. As they kite back towards the turret, you know, the squad in Direwolves just chase them, and it's complete whitewash for them.
Yeah, it certainly is. Important things to note, as soon as King was in Cataclysm there, he flashed. He was out of range of the Shockwave. There was absolutely no way that Triple could get it on towards him. And that wasn't a coordinated engage. You could see that they were kind of hesitant. Sybil and Triple were stuck on the wrong side of the wall, and Ceres still decides to pull the trigger. Unfortunate for AV fans out there, but they're now really battling against it. 7,000 gold at 13 minutes is just a huge lead.
Yeah, and you know, you have to wonder how much respect they're paying to the bottom lane of Direwolves. Because sure, they looked, you know, Blinky and Jake looked fine in game 1 against the Cogmore Alistar, but now you're giving over probably one of the strongest lanes in the game. You know, very easy to proc the Braum stun with someone like the Caitlyn, and you know, both of the members of the bot lane are in 10 out of 10 kills.
Shockwave in the mid lane. They're looking to collapse with the Fantix and try and ruin this perfect game, but Direwolves already turning this one around. Ultimate comes out from Sybil, doesn't do enough. King is unstoppable. They get another pick.
Nah, Fantix knows what's at stake. Straight away, just pulls the trigger on the flash. He's not messing around. Wants to get the heck out of dodge, and now the siege moves to mid lane. Yeah, as you said, I mean, you've given over the strongest lane in the game. Don't know, maybe they should have counterpicked Braum with Bard or something along those lines, but unfortunately for the AV lineup, just honestly not going all that well. The Thresh hasn't really done all that much, even throughout the laning phase, and just a priority in the draft. I mean, Jake can play really anything, but Thresh doesn't seem like a really Jake highlight champion.
Yeah, you also have to give credit, I think, to Schoenfire again. You know, he was down in bot lane very early to control that, and when there was that chance where Jake lands a double flay and pulls him towards his turret, Schoen just E-flashes straight on top of them, and they turn that completely back around. So pretty good coordination, you know, out of the 3 members from Direwolves to get such a strong advantage for their bottom lane here.
And I mean, 5-0-6. That's the advantage we're talking about. He's going to have, you know, Infinity Edge crit item done by 16 minutes into the game. That is a nasty, nasty Caitlyn.
Silly.
Feeling no threat at all, so has gone with, you know, attack speed boots as well. Longest range in the game. That's going to be enough to keep her safe. She is well and truly ready to fight. This is not a mid-game trough, even if, like, a tiny one exists on equal items. She is absolutely a powerhouse right now.
Fantix is also going for first time in Lichbane after perfect Hex Core.
I mean, you say equal items, but Blinky is struggling to get his Blade of the Ring King completed by 17 minutes. Probably won't even have it by 18, I reckon. He's going to catch a wave top, and that might not be enough for him.
This is a disaster, and Direwolves, 8,000 gold up,
They're
just 60 minutes in.
They're just trying to get rid of the perfect game. They do not want to be perfect game.
They predict the throw, but they don't get the hook. Chippies is in trouble. They're going to try and stop this perfect game. He's got the counter-strike going. He's going to take Jake down at least. That's one. He can probably turn around for more. Wants to get jumped on here. Jackson's coming in. I mean, Rek'Sai will get to the blast cone. Instead, he turns around for a fight, gets popped up in the air. Schoenfire wanted to fight that one. Chippies gets out.
Blinky misses the heal. Blinky just heals Rek'Sai, who's on full HP. So, you know, maybe a chance if Jake lands that hook, if Blinky lands his heal. Probably one of the easier spells in the game to land. But, you know, really, really good play out of Chippies just to, you know, hold his nerve even after that pretty, like, impressive predict.
I agree. Top lane Braum on point. They're going to try and dive towards Ceres. He flags and drags away, and I will say, sure, we'll take a turret.
Exactly right. Just zone him away. Let's make it 10,000 gold at 16 minutes in.
Oh, no.
I mean, this is an absolute whitewash. T-Gun kind of corrected Choo Choos and said, I don't think they're going to be able to win in 20 minutes regardless. I mean, it's 3 minutes away, but they're pretty close to it.
Yeah, they're doing their best.
Hello, Harold.
Is that a timeout, Harold, where you're just like, well, have to put this somewhere, otherwise I waste it?
Look at him go. He's a majestic being.
Yeah, I mean, just making
Just
sure.
waddles away.
I think it's a she now, by the way.
Ah.
Yeah, I think we changed the gender of Harold when we changed what it does. So I think the old Herald is going back to the Rift, and this is new Herald.
It's his wife. She's not very happy that we took him, you know, kept him at work for so long. She stepped in. Now she's just trying to kill everyone in her path.
Is
Question mark things being thrown out.
Yeah, I think that was the timing. That was the herald that's timing out. And you're like, well,
it could stop perfect game. It's gonna get a charge on this turret.
Nah, no way.
Ooh.
Nah, you are not even. Please stop. There's no. If the perfect game ends, it's from a kill. His turret is not going
Ocean
down.
Dragon, King's not there.
yeah. I mean, it's only an Ocean Dragon.
King actually stopped the charge as well.
Yeah, not bad. Have to say that Rift Herald is actually creating more pressure on the map than any member of Avant here. Series, you know, arguing for that point, trying to get the bottom lane turret.
You will.
That is the perfect game.
No.
So no perfect game going to pick up for Direwolves. They probably don't even care, to be honest. They just want to win the game of League of Legends.
Yep. Chippies.
Nah, we'll fall.
Yeah, no. Most players at this point won't be thinking about holding that perfect game if it's going to distract them from, you know, the most correct way to play. And at this point,
Unless you're Carbon.
at this point, trading, you know, top inner and mid inner for the one turret bottom,
Yep.
you know, completely fine. You'd hope that they pick up, you know, mid lane on this push. Otherwise, they should have to back off.
Well, AV have grouped up as 4, so have Direwolves, leaving Jax in the bottom lane with Teleport. Ultimate comes out, as well as the Shockwave. That connects onto 2 members. King and Fantix in some trouble, but they turn around. Triple's taking so much damage from the Chaos Storm. That's going to follow him in towards his inhibitor turret. Navy forced back again. They lose another turret. Jax is split pushing bottom lane. They can just rotate top.
And I mean, again, Shern just pulls the trigger on a very good ult, forces everyone back, is burning summoner spells left, right, and center on the enemy team every time he has that cooldown available. And credit to Direwolves, this game, they've actually stuck in the lanes. I mean, we mentioned Ocean Drake. They haven't grouped up for it. They know that the Wombo combo is still there. They've just got Caitlyn, they've got Victor, 2 champions that control huge area of zones as long as they're attacking turrets. And they have completely shut down any form of aggression that can come out of AV. This gold lead is just still continuing to grow. The map is continuing to get smaller and smaller. They have absolutely nowhere they can farm. And they're being strangled out.
I am excited to see, you know, now that they're going to head towards that Baron with it spawning in 5 seconds. You know, Direwolves are definitely going to want that to crack the inhibitor turrets of Avant's base. And, you know, their carry is sitting on some impressive item spikes here. Fantix picking up the Lichbane, you know, Triforce completed.
Yep.
So this should be a pretty easy fight, you'd have to imagine.
2.5 items versus 1.
Yeah, no, despite
as far
the
as
Wombo.
AD carry goes. This is, I don't know if there is a such thing as Wombo. I mean, there's 1 item picked up for triple and 1 in a bit picked up for series.
They've turned the Wombo combo into the Tickle Monster. I don't think Direwolves really care at the
What is the Tickle
moment.
Monster?
It does nothing. The Jarvan jumps in with Orianna and does nothing. And then Direwolves laugh, they walk away and kill everyone.
I like that. Obviously, we have different experiences with tickling. I hate being tickled.
Yeah, getting tickled sucks.
It's actually the worst thing in the world. If you're like, you could be Wombo comboed or tickled, I'll just be like, give me the Wombo combo.
What?
Yep, same.
Please, I don't understand. I'm not even going to bother Direwolves to take a blue buff away from AV.
Yeah, and they're just waiting for Chippies to draw pressure and response from Avant, because, you know, they can't just send one person to stop him because he'll kill them.
Chippy doesn't care. He just walking down bottom lane says, all right, send someone to challenge me. I'm bored.
I mean, he's similar items to Series right now, and Series is the same experience. I think Sybil's being caught out again, however.
Oh, flashes back in to pick the lance and back to safety.
Yep. That was
back.
Probably needlessly
Teleports
risky.
Baron.
Yep, as you mentioned, no flash available on Sybil means that they can just start up Baron.
Teleport to Baron as well from series.
Yep.
AV is saying, all right, we've got to fight somewhere. Let this Baron be it. Baron's already down to 3,000 health. They're not peeling off. They're going to try and finish this one. Sybil wants to get into the pit. Goes over. Can he get it? They stop Baron.
He got it.
He steals it. AV has stolen Baron away. Now can he get out? They actually interrupt Dark Passage onto series. Box is thrown out by Cheek. They're trying to keep everyone alive. Fantix gets that kill. Somehow Sybil's stolen Baron, but is it enough?
I mean, I don't think it's going to be enough, but he's still got it. I mean, all of a sudden they're flashing on top of Blinky. He will fall down to King.
Ooh, he's got heal. Headshots coming out. Oh, what? No, he's... What a disaster! He stops the auto attack and can't take Dark Passage back to safety. Now Triple's in trouble. Gets tagged by Winner's Fight. Destiny wants around the fisticuffs against this Orianna. Stuns him up. He's going for the 1-1. Let it be. Don't touch him, Shern. Oh, goodness, King. Let Destiny have his moment.
I mean, at the same time, they steal the Baron. 4 members die. It's only going to be Jake that gets out alive. will be able to apply the Baron buff here, but still split pushes in the mid lane. They're going to potentially crack the base in 2 areas.
And they're going to be able to take down a bottom lane inhibitor turret at least. Get some good damage on the inhibitor too.
16-0. 12,000 gold.
Yeah, but they lost that turret, so sucked in.
And Baron, unfortunate. Well, they did get a hook onto Fantix. Kalista pulls back the Thresh, but Blinky's going to die for that. King gets a kill. Series is forced to flag and drag out. Direwolves could potentially just stay and say, well, we'll try and take the base.
Nah.
Triple coming back up.
Chippy's all the way
backing
top lane. Chippy just wants to one-on-one. He doesn't care anymore.
Yeah, Chippy's like, hey, I'm still behind on farm, guys. Let me catch up.
It's not a perfect game to all ahead.
He's actually a level behind, so
Yeah.
you know, prioritizing the team fights a little bit more. His Fantasy gets engaged on.
Yeah, he gets jumped on, dodges out the hook, throws down the ultimate. King just steps back, puts a few shots at him. Triple finally pops the ultimate. Body pop from Show just does so much damage. And King piles on in, double kill, make that 3. Not stolen away by Destiny. Finally gets the revenge.
I think that was the last tick of the Chaos Storm. I mean, I don't think the Body Slam does that much damage, but at the same time, it doesn't matter because they're dead fish. Everyone is dead on the side of AV. Only Blinky and Jake surviving. They're going to look to push in again into the mid lane turret this time around. Chippies has joined his team. And sure, Fantix dies, but Direwolves looks like today is the day that they pick up a win. They're just, I don't know, they're absolutely smashing them. 15,000 gold at 23 minutes. I didn't know you could get a gold lead this big.
Well, apparently Direwolves haven't got the memo. They're waiting to get top lane inhibitor as well.
Tutorial style.
24 minutes in. It's still a quick game if they finish within the next 4.
Yep.
I expect this to be over 10 minutes ago.
I mean, the game is over. For all extents and purposes, this game is an opportunity for AV to talk about what they want to do next game.
I suppose.
Because there's nothing else that they can really do left.
Series can take a one-on-one with Shern. 2-on-1 as Jakey comes across.
Flag comes out, no drag. Shern's just trying to get towards the edge to do that. Does not care. Gives him a bit of a dance. It's a happy camper at the moment. Lichbane has been picked up by Fantix.
10 minutes ago, but, you know, nice work, observers.
King is huge. He's getting further ahead.
I don't understand. He's just a monster. Looking for a Bloodthirster next. 10-0-9. Big difference in his performance from the Cogmore game. Yes, Destiny Grom is there. We know.
Polarizing performance from King between game 1 and 2, as you mentioned. So you know, you'd have to expect heading into game 3. Can't imagine they're going to give King this Caitlyn again.
Certainly agree with that. I mean, you can make arguments that Thresh is up there in priority, but you can just see that one champion, if ever given advantage, snowballs completely out of control.
I mean, if AV picked Caitlyn first, Direwolves probably would have picked up Thresh. If not, they would have gone for the same 2 picks they had, and AV would have had both champions. So it really feels like putting a lot of priority on this Thresh has hurt them. But you never know. Might just be more comfortable in the champion. AV, they've got to put up a last stand somewhere.
Yeah, this is where they have to hold them.
See if they can. Series has gone in. Double Cataclysm. Shockwave only connects on the Fantix. Could that be enough, though? He's still alive somehow and deletes Series. Sybil jumps into the back lines. He'll fall next. Chippies dives on in past the turret. Gets a kill. He's dominating. Only Blinky and Jake left alive. And they cowered back towards their fountain. There's absolutely nothing they can do.
Yeah, there certainly is not. Direwolves are just too far ahead at this stage of the game. You can see that King walking forward.
That's a flash hook into dead air. Jake will pay for that one. Chippies picks up a kill. He goes godlike. Direwolves march towards the Nexus. Only Blinky left up and alive.
And a 26-minute hammering. That is a shellacking if I have ever seen one, Fish. And Direwolves will take game 2.
They're going to be able to take down game 2. King wants to try and kill Blinky. He's going to stay at the back of this fountain. Direwolves tie it up 1-1. We're going to go to game number 3.
And, you know, we saw them, you know, slump and not perform to the best of their ability in game 1. It took them all of, what, 15 minutes between the games to walk back out and say, nope, you know what, we're turning around. We're going to win this one. And they did it in a very, very impressive fashion.
Just like when they played against the Chiefs in week number 1. But this time against AV, just about to punch me, so don't bring the camera back to us.
He would never do that. Jish is a pacifist. He is certainly not a man of violence. He might have some stern words for you because he's a very eloquent man, but he would definitely not do anything of that sort, Fishery. But at the same time, you really have to applaud the Direwolves for how they bounce back. That's mental resilience. I was going to question it if they lost that game because, you know, disappointing Rift Rivals into disappointing debut back into the OPL. But it just looks like it was a little bit of an anomaly because an enemy, not again, because they looked fantastic that game.
Yeah, no, they did look quite stellar. Showing that they were willing to experiment game one. Going back to maybe something more standard, a bit more comfort in game two, and they just played impressively.
Now we really have to see how Direwolves are going to play in game number 3. Is it going to go back to game number 1 where it's really back and forth with AV picking up the win, or potentially they can pick it up nice and quick like game number 2? To find out, let's send it back to the analyst desk.
Thank you very much, Fish, Jish, and Spawn. And I guess what we learned from that is do not make the Direwolves angry, because when they play angry, they are very dominating, Choo-Choos.
Yeah, I mean, geez, like I thought, okay, they're trying something new game 1. Let's go back to what we're used to. What a win. Like, what a convincing win. Like, I don't know what to say. Like
after like, I want to see around 6 or 7 minutes, I felt like the game was already over. You know, like
kind of was.
It was just Direwolves killing everyone, just doing whatever they wanted.
Do you feel like the series is then, as much as we've seen so far, is actually defined by like whether or not the kind of game Direwolves are playing then?
I mean,
Or do you think AV played significantly worse in that second game?
It's a hard thing to answer given the sample size, but I want to just echo what Choo-Choos has said. The first game was Direwolves trying something new, trying something they're uncomfortable with. The second game was them going back to what they're strong at, what they know they're good at, and being a little pissed off and wanted to prove that they are the best team.
Yeah, I mean, don't give King Caitlyn.
No.
Yeah, why?
Like, they first picked Thresh. That is the... I can comfortably say that King's Caitlyn single-handedly won them that game.
Yeah, it's very good stuff. Well, we'll go deeper into the draft in a second,
Yeah,
but Choo-Choos, I want to start by asking you. I mean, obviously, a much better showing from Direwolves, and they're absolutely just playing to the early game strengths.
Yeah, this is just a well-coordinated dive. They knew that both the bot lane didn't have summoners. Jakey did have flash, but they shut down Blinky. They proc the Brawn passive onto Thresh, and then AV believe they can collapse. And this... I'm not too sure. I feel like they started feeling they needed to make a desperation play to get back into this game. They all flash onto the backline. King still has flash up. They eventually shut down Triple. Triple gets a nice shockwave, but Fantix has arrived, and by now it's an ace. It's a clean 5 for O.
Yeah, and I think you said the exact right thing. They thought they had to make a desperation play because that's what they were looking for. They were looking for that crazy Orianna, like 4-man shockwave there, trying to get King and everyone else, but Direwolves, to their credit, didn't let it happen. King instantly flashed away once he was in the Cataclysm, knew that that's what AV are looking for, and even though he got a good shockwave by the end of it, like, that to me was already the nail in the coffin so early in the game, because you've cleanly aced them.
Here's my question for that, though. If you're saying that they felt desperate and also felt trapped at that moment, why doesn't AV turn around and go to Fantix rather than try and engage these people who've just taken 2 kills?
It's heat of the moment. It's really hard. Like, especially like it's hard being a team coming behind, and they probably just saw 4 people have just dove my 2 teammates. They've killed them between 2 towers.
You think, look, we've got a bit of
we're coming in from 3 positions. We can pinch to them. So they come in, but obviously Blinky and Jakey didn't actually force any summoner spells. They didn't actually do any damage in itself. So they essentially had a 4v3, all ultimates up and lost.
And also, from AV's side, feels like even if you have a guaranteed kill on just turning and killing Fantix, that's not really enough. You know, they need a game-changing play to happen to get just any sort of momentum back into it. They need Orianna to just get 3 or 4 kills to start rolling, and that just wasn't going to happen.
For AV then, Tigran, were there any positives for them in this game? I mean, it's a pretty decisive loss for them, but
there's one positive, and that was Sybil stealing this. I think it was Sybil. Could have been anyone for all I know. Pretty sure it is. The problem I have is, why are they actually trying to fight? Jarvan's going in, Orianna's going in, Thresh went in, all looking to like pick someone and catch someone, and then they start peeling out afterwards. The whole goal of this play is to steal Baron.
Yeah.
Which he did successfully. He did his job.
Absolutely.
Could not have done it better. And then basically your whole team dies.
Yeah.
They kept it on one person. I think it was, I can't remember who it was. It doesn't matter who it is. I think you're right in the stretch. But they only kept Baron on one person. And on top of that, all 4 of them died. So the momentum to just take an inhib and take whatever they want was still there.
Yeah.
You just let Sybil steal the Baron. you guys don't really
They're in
influence
Vale.
it.
Yeah.
Stay there. Stay away from him. Get the Thresh way away. Get a lantern there and hope that it doesn't get interrupted, which it did in the fight, by the way. Great play. But let the steal happen. Be happy and work from there instead of trying to go for more things.
You know, I want to talk about the draft as well. We already said that Caitlyn needs to get banned away from King because, I mean, that's a very good pick for him as well. But you look at the rest of their bans, they're banning Elise away from Shern. They're banning Cassidon away from Fantix and Camille away from Chippies. Like, there's not a lot of room there to move Caitlyn into one of those picks, right?
First pick it then.
They had the option to first pick it. And they also could have subbed out the... I mean, you don't need a ban, Camille. Cassidon, I think, is a good one.
I mean, if you leave up Camille, just pick Jax, right?
Exactly. Like, they definitely... I think they were very aware that Caitlyn is up. They obviously prioritize the Thresh more, but after this game, you'd like to think that they've realized Direwolves with Kate. Let's not do that again.
I mean, Blinky's
That is also true.
Caitlyn, he's a great Caitlyn.
Yeah, he was a one-trick Caitlyn for a big period of time before he's pro.
He did get Callista, though, which we were saying before is his favorite champion or his most comfortable champion.
It's one he likes, yeah.
I would have first picked it.
Yeah.
I think Thresh is great. Don't get me wrong. I think he's probably the best support champion. But seeing how well Caitlyn did, it's been pick ban worthy in other series as well. And you're letting it fall through and then picking Callista into it, which I don't think is a great choice. The go-to counter is Ashe, which isn't better than it, but is workable. It screamed that they were overconfident in their bot lane's ability to just straight up win based on skill alone.
Well, then for the mid lane, then Orianna and Victor being picked. I mean, that's we said to Triple. We said about Triple. We want to see him on Orianna, but Fantix is Victor. Whew.
I don't know if Triple hasn't had a lot of experience in this matchup, but he definitely struggled at levels 1 to 3, and those levels 1 to 3 are the most crucial part. Crucial time in the game in this laning phase, and he definitely took way too much damage, and it kind of showed me how he's a bit inexperienced.
Explain why the early game is so crucial in this matchup,
So
though.
so in this Victor ideally wants to have 1,250 gold for his first augment, but Orianna wants to stop that. She wants to consistently trade and make sure that if when they do base, that Victor won't have that amount of golds. But he just lost the lane before that even happens, and was I think a 20 CS deficit.
He was, credit to Shern, by the way, delaying the back as well to create that deficit, just being a general nuisance. But you're absolutely right. He's already lost the lane before Shern even exacerbated the problem.
Yeah, you were right. Caitlyn won that game. Caitlyn won that game, you guys.
Yeah.
Honestly, definitely won the damage charts.
Yeah.
Something also I'd like to mention is that this is two games on Shernfire's Gragas. Both of these games, he's crushed Sybil. I don't know. Just don't give this guy Gragas, but then again, don't give him Caitlyn. You know, just
don't.
They need to change something.
Shout out to Destiny on Braum, out damaging Callista. I'm a support player, all right. I just wanted to highlight it. I think that's cool.
Has he done more damage than Callista and Thresh put together? No, not quite.
Not quite. But he's done it. He's given it a damn good effort, hasn't he? That's. I mean, yeah. When you win that hard, sure, the damage charts are going to be pretty irrelevant. But I'm still happy for him as a support player, and Braum's just doesn't really do much.
Classic damage champion Braum. Yeah, I know what you mean. So for AV then. I mean, if this series is defined by how Direwolves are playing, and you're AV, what do you do for this game 3?
Okay. I don't want to say it's defined by how Direwolves playing.
So I think AV can improve.
I think the two games we've seen tell very different stories. Game 1, Direwolves played pretty well. Not what we expect from them, but they played pretty well. AV just played at what I would assume is close to their peak. Game 2, Direwolves played pretty well, probably closer to better than that. And AV played really poorly.
Right.
So if it comes to Game 3, they need to do what Direwolves did. Go to the back, mentally reset, calm yourselves down, and go out with a fresh mindset and preferably a fresh draft.
I'm going to be quite brutal, but be honest. I don't think AV know how to play from behind very well. If you're very far behind in terms of kills and gold, don't rotate to a fight. You're going to lose. Trade objectives. If you watch, I would like to think that they watch Rift Rivals, but this is what these international teams do really well. They don't rotate to the action. They trade an objective and they trade secured gold. Yeah, I would
So
really,
what-
I would really
just-
like them to like think a bit more broader.
When you say secured gold, though, just there are people watching who wouldn't understand what that means. So you're saying rather than take the risky fight,
Yes.
let them take the turret, and then you take a turret or take a dragon or you take something.
Get the
something
Rift
that you know
Herald.
you can get.
Kills are never 100% guaranteed. There's always risk involved, and that's where skill in the game becomes a player.
Yeah.
But getting a tower,
Mate, you can't get outplayed by a turret.
You can't, or maybe.
Hey,
like, you know,
it's happened before.
It has
Alright,
happened.
That's all I'm
It
saying.
has happened. I just like them to trade well, to think smarter. We're behind. Let's not fight them. Let's trade cross map.
But the other thing is that just in terms of the boring maths of it, if you're trading turret for turret, but you're behind, but you're able to gain gold at the same rate that the other team is.
The same rate is amazing.
Yeah.
Same rate's winning.
Exactly.
At that point.
Same rate
Yeah.
is essentially what you would look for when you're behind. Getting any kind of gold is ideal. You could see Direwolves know how to play from ahead. They choked.
definitely.
They choked them out of their topside jungle. Sybil went inside, immediately has to flash and get a lantern out. Like that is their jungle now. They have 3 quadrants of the map. They need to look at getting away from that, going the other side and taking that bot side.
A good example was them taking the Rift Herald.
Yeah.
It's not guaranteed gold in the fact that you get stuff instantly, but it relieves pressure. One thing I wish they did, and they didn't do this, they just sort of threw it down because it was timing out, is use it as a split
wave
pusher.
is- yeah.
Yeah, just as a wave. Just get it to draw the Jax there or someone over there and go do things elsewhere. Go take back your jungle. Go take a tower on the opposite side of the map. Do something. But it is a good objective to take, especially when you're as far behind as they were.
So as we go into this game 3, it looks like AV could be able potentially to take this 2-1 versus Direwolves, or maybe Direwolves will fight back and take this 2-1 over AV. But that means that AV are poised to potentially be the first team to take a series of Direwolves in, I'd say, quite a while. Since it'd be like 3 or 4 months now since that happened, right?
Yeah.
So we've got a tweet here from Medic for the win. Hashtag IMOPL. Direwolves look unstoppable with the start on game 2. Who can stop them if they can't be stopped? And what will it take to take them down?
Legacy. Legacy will take them down. That is
Wrong.
your answer.
Wrong?
What TM?
Also wrong at the current state. I'm going to
Okay.
go with something relevant and AV, since they're about to play again, and say if AV play as well as they did in game 1, they have a darn good chance of taking this 2-1.
AV,
I don't know if they will. but
AV, I know Pinch is a smart guy. He's definitely going to identify Caitlyn and Gragas and these big
Ban 'em
key
both.
issues. He's going to have a much more refined draft to this style of Direwolves. And
Alright.
yeah, we'll find out and see.
Very exciting stuff. The series is currently tied up 1-1. It's AV Gaming taking on top of the table Direwolves, who will take game number 3. We'll find out with your casters just after this break of highlights.
Some damage. Heal comes out. Wolf for the first blood, and now Surefires down here. Blinky's exhausted. He's going to fall next. Direwolves pull off a perfect gank in the bottom.
Yep.
A flash comes out from Surefire, throws the ultimate, locks Blinky in place, and here comes Jax. Give him a real weapon next time. Right now, he doesn't need one. Blinky's trying to get away. Jake, one auto attack from Raven, getting stun locked. With his spike comes out again, and double kill. Destiny locks him down. Shockwaves himself, gets 3, but doesn't matter. King goes on a rampage, gets another one, and they're charging towards series as well. That ultimate comes out from Destiny, knocks him up. Double kill again. Chippies is in trouble. They're going to try and stop this perfect game. He's got the Counter-Strike going. He's going to take Jake down at least. That's one. He can probably turn around for more. Wants to get jumped on here. Jackson's coming in. I mean, Rek'Sai will get to the blast code. Instead, he turns around for a fight. Gets popped up in the air. Surefire wanted to fight that one. Chippies gets out. Sybil wants to get into the pit. Goes over. Can he get it? They stop Baron. He steals it. AV has stolen Baron away. Now can he get out? They actually interrupt Dark Passage onto series. Bumps is thrown out by Jake. They're trying to keep everyone alive. Fantix gets that kill.
And a 26-minute hammering. That is a shellacking if I have ever seen one, Fish. And Direwolves will take game 2.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We just witnessed Direwolves tie up the